All right, welcome. This is part 9, 10, 11, and 12. This is the last part of the Math 8 Unit A review packet, okay? This is going to go over the solutions for the review packet for Chapter 2, which is the Math 8 Unit A review, okay? So this is covering part 9, 10, 11, and 12. It's the last 4 parts in the review sheet, all right? So here, please understand that whatever is in red needs to be changed on your review sheet. So please change. It should be red. Reflect across the y-axis, then translate three units up. Here, it also says reflect over the y-axis. Make sure you change it to y-axis. It doesn't work for x-axis, okay? All right, so here, there are 2 questions on the test, okay? There are 2 questions on the test, right? There are 2 questions on the test. Here's the first question, and here's the second question, right? Explain why both questions have the same answer. Okay, so this is going to have an answer. This is going to have an answer. Okay, you're going to explain why they both have the same answer. So let's get the answer. All right, so the first one asks us to do what? Reflect across the x-axis, then translate 3 units up. So, okay, reflect across the y-axis, then we went up 3 units. So that's up 3 units. Okay, the second one went up 3 units and reflected across the y. Okay, so the green is the final image. Notice, what do you notice about the green lines here? They're exactly the same length and in the same position. So there are 2 questions on the test. Explain why they both have the same answer. So explain why this one and this one have the same answer. We would say it doesn't matter what steps you take, first or second, the final image is the same in both transformations because the transformations were the same but just in reverse order. So in this case, it was first here they had what I think here was reflect, and this was on the y-axis. Then it has 2, it was going up 3. This one was in reverse order. It went up 3. Okay, do you see how the order is flipped? And 2 was for it to reflect, right? Reflect y-axis. Okay. Notice that the order is flip-flop, but you still get this answer. Okay, doesn't matter what steps you take. Okay, the final image is the same in both because, here's the because, the transformations were the same but just in reverse order. Okay, so that leads us up to part B. Okay, which transformation can be used to show from this purple A, B, C to the green of A double prime, B double prime, and C double prime? Explain which answer is correct. Here's the first answer. Translate 2 units left, 5 units down, then reflect over the y-axis. This one is reflect across the y, translate 2 units right, and 5 units down. Oh my god. Did I? Hold on. This should be left. Hold on. This is what? A unit. Hold on. Let me look. So here it goes reflect over the y. It goes here, then it goes down left. Translate left. So 1, 2. Okay, then it flip flops. 4, then it goes down. So that works. Reflect over the y. 2 to the right, 1, 2, and down 5. Yeah, it works. It works. Yeah. So whichever one you do here. So let me just go over this. Okay. So watch this. Can I? Okay. Let me erase the slides. Okay. All right. So let's just do the first one. So here's the original image. I'm going to translate it 2 units to the left, right? So that's there. It's 2 left 2, that's 2 left 2, and that's 2 left 2. Good. That's how that looks like. Then we're going to reflect that. 1 2 3 4 3 4. Okay. 1 2 3 4 5 6. 2 3 4 5 6. So that's the new one. That's how that looks like. Okay. All right. Try to do it as best I can. So that's 2 to the left. Then, oh, sorry, I reflected it. We could even bring it down if you want. So 1 2 3 4 5 ends up right there. Okay. 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5. Okay. All right. So it goes here. Left 2, down 5. Then it reflects over the y-axis. Okay. Okay. So left 2, down 5, reflect over the y-axis. Is that going to be the same as this one that says reflect over the y? So here, this is going to reflect over the y. Okay, 1 2 3 4. So 1 2 3 4. Okay, so that is the reflect over the y. Then we have to move it 2 units to the right. 1 2. So it looks like this. That's 2 units to the right. Then we go down what? 5. Down 5. So watch. You see? No matter what, it still gets you at the same spot. So again, watch this. Do you see how it's translated 2 units left? Okay, but this is translated units to the right. The reason why is because you reflect it over the y-axis. Okay, so be very careful. All right, so in this case, we would say that both answers are actually correct. They have the same transformation, but just in different orders. Please be careful. Do you see how this says left and this is right? It gets you to the same image. Okay, it gets you to the same image. Okay, notice it's still down 5. Okay, but this is left and right, so those will always change. Okay, be very careful. So just work out the transformations. Okay, but here you would say that the transformations are the same in both image. It doesn't matter the order in which you do it. Okay, there's other ways of getting it to the final image. Okay, just be very careful in terms of your translation and your reflection. Okay, but here you would say both answers are correct. Okay, be very careful with the left and the right. 10. Triangle ABC is reflected across the x-axis. Find the vertex of A prime, B prime, and C prime. Okay, so then we have to dilate it by a scale factor of 2. So the first way is we want to reflect it across the x-axis. So, okay, this is how it looks like across the x-axis. Okay, so A prime is right here. That's what it looks like once it's reflected. It's negative 2, negative 2, 2. So there should be a negative as well. Okay. This is C, which is 1, negative 1. So 1, negative 1. You see, even I make mistakes. Okay. And B, which is down here, which is B prime, which is 2, negative 5. Okay. So these are all negatives. Be very careful. I messed up. Okay. So here, what you need to do, all right, is now, so negative 2 here, B was 2, negative 5, C is 1, comma, negative 1. Okay, so you have to multiply 2 is going to be multiplied into here. So do you see how the 2 is going to be multiplied into the A prime of negative 2, comma, negative 2. So this should be negative 4. This is wrong. So this should be negative 4. Okay. B prime, B double prime. So, oops, right? We would have to multiply this by 2. So multiply into B prime, and that is 2, comma, negative 5. So this should be 4, and this should be negative 10. And 2 is going to be multiplied into c prime, and c prime was 1, comma negative 1. So 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Okay, so these are the correct points after this object has been dilated. So there are two parts. Make sure you reflect it, then make sure you dilate it. When you dilate, make sure you multiply it by the scale factor. That's what I did there. Again, I apologize for getting that wrong. Okay, that's why be very careful with your negatives. Okay, all right. Next one, you want to reflect this across the y-axis, and then you want to then dilate it by 1/2. Okay, here's the line of reflection for the x-axis, and that is a prime, c prime, b prime. Let's see if did I get the points correct. All right, so a, negative 2, 4, that's correct. B, which is 3, 6, that's correct. And C, which is 2, 1, that's correct. Good job. Okay, I got it correct this time. I didn't make a mistake. Here now, you want to multiply by 1/2 to this point. That's what I wrote there. Then you want to multiply 1/2 to this point. That's what I did there. And 1/2 to this point. Once you multiply, you get this answer. So 1/2 times negative 2 becomes negative 1. Negative 1/2 times 4 becomes 2. Negative 1/2 times 3 becomes 3 over 2. 1/2 times 6 becomes 3. 1/2 times 2 becomes 1. And 1/2 times 1 becomes 1/2. This is your new point for the object after it's dilated. So these are your points when it's reflected. Then you will have to multiply by the scale factor to get its double prime points. So this is its final points after the dilation as well. Okay, good. All right, let's look at part 11. Okay, in triangle EFG. So it starts here. So this is the pre-image. Okay, so this is the original. And then it becomes E prime, F prime, and G prime. Okay, so complete the statement below. The figures are they congruent or not congruent? They are not congruent. Okay, because they're not the same size. Not the same size. If you do not believe me, right, look at it. Oh, let's see the pointer. Count it. 1, 2, 3, 4-ish. This is like 4-ish. Okay, but look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8-ish. Might be more. So not congruent. Okay, the only one that shows us that it is, which means that a blank must have taken place. Okay, the only transformation that gets an object not congruent is a dilation. Okay, that means, so what else needs to happen? Okay, from E to E prime, we have to actually move that object. So a translation would also occur. So we would say that a translation also occurs. Okay, because you have to go from E, you have to move the E to the E prime before you dilate it. So there you go. You would say it's not congruent because of the dilation, and in addition, a translation was also performed. Good. Part 2. The shaped A, B, C, and D undergoes a transformation resulting in A prime, B prime, C prime, and D prime. Complete the statement below. They are congruent or not congruent. Looks like it is the same shape. You could also measure it, right? 3, 3, good. So you would say it is congruent because one can only attain this by what? Did they translate, reflect, rotate, or dilate? It can't be dilate, right? It can't be dilate because dilate would be non-congruent. So we would say it's either translation, reflection, or rotation. In this case, it is a reflection because look, the A's are nearby, B's are nearby, C's far away, D's far away. And what axis did they reflect over? It looks like that is reflecting over the x-axis. Here's the line of reflection if you would like to see it. Okay. And good. Part 12, this is the last one. Looking at the quadrilateral A, B, C, and D, and A prime, B prime, and C prime. The image of A, B, C, and D after transformation on the coordinate plane below. Label the picture with the transformation for the quadrilateral. Okay, this one looks like it is the one from before, which is just a reflection across the x-axis. Again, here you go. You would like to see it. It reflects, okay, over the x-axis here. Okay, looks like it turns and it goes from here to here. So imagine it from here to there. This is, right, an entire box. It's 90 degrees, so that would be a rotate 90 degrees clockwise, because again, this is how a clock looks like: 12, 3, 6, and 9. Do you see how it goes in the direction of the clock? Therefore, we call it clockwise. So it is 90 degrees clockwise. And the last one, it looks like this is just a flip across this axis, which is the y-axis. Okay, so there you go. Those are all your solutions for your Math 8. Okay, if you have any questions, please let me know.